Imagine you're packing for a 3-week trip in a carry-on. Welcome back. My name is Tamara. I love to knit, and today's video is going to be knitting inspiration inspired by White Lotus Season 2. A bunch of knitting patterns that I found that fit this theme of European summer vacation. Imagining if I'm going on a vacation to like Italy or the south of France and I need to stuff everything in a carry-on bag. These are pieces that you could style a ton of different ways. You could dress up, you could dress down, and all kind of have this sort of like casual, effortless elegance and a little bit of like a classic kind of retro vibe to it. So this honestly is something I think I crave every summer, but the main reason that I wanted to talk about it right now because I watched season 2 of White Lotus. It's set in Italy and there's two characters, Daphne and Harper, who I think both have a lot of really cute looks that sort of lend style inspiration to this theme. I personally have now designed 2 different knitted tops inspired by one look from Daphne, the top that I have on right now, which I talk about in one of my podcast episodes, and then one look from Harper, which I'm going to share in an upcoming Design With Me vlog. Clearly I'm very inspired by it, but I saw another knitwear designer, Friday Knits, post on Instagram that she is also designing something inspired by season 2 of White Lotus. So I think that this is just in the zeitgeist right now, that people want it. The people being me and Friday Knits at the very least. So I thought it'd be really fun. I found a bunch of patterns, accessories, tops, bottoms, just very classic pieces in my opinion. So let's go through them. The first thing I wanted to share is this I Love Stripes bandana by Suzanne Mueller. It's like sweet, simple little hair bandana, or you can wear it around your neck, and it has this really like classic stripe design on it. And hers is knitted in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. A little bit retro, like you picture your hair in a scarf and like a convertible driving through Tuscany or something. I love the sort of chocolate brown and white in her samples, and also the black and white I think is really pretty. Like I literally think I'm gonna make this scarf. I think it'd be a really nice gift too. I just think it kind of has that like romantic, classic, vintage, retro vibe. I'm into it. If we're talking accessories, gotta mention the French market bag by Petite Knit. It's, I think, a little bit tough sometimes to find market bags that aren't crocheted, but I think this one is beautiful. It's classic. It gives that sort of like Jane Birkin, like, oh, who me? I just picked up a baguette and a bouquet of fresh flowers and I'm got a like a, I don't know, interesting deep novel in this little market bag. I'm gonna go get some like cheeses. I don't know, it's giving me that sort of summertime fantasy. What I think is great is the Stella top by Tweedy Sheep. So this has a little bit of like a ribbed pattern in it. It has a square neck, which I think is great for wearing with a bra. I think just sort of has like a sort of classic vintagey look to me. I could just picture styling this a lot in my wardrobe. Like linen trousers, a midi skirt, a linen mini skirt, shorts, jeans, like really whatever. And I think that it just will style and wear really easily. But I think the like ribbing and the square neckline make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more like vintage and feminine than just a super basic tank. Another really cute one is by Weeder. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Weitra. The Vera top, which has this like V shape here. It's not quite a halter, but it sort of looks a little bit like a halter neck. And actually this is like a very similar neckline to the top that I'm designing right now. No, something about it is making me think of Audrey Hepburn for some reason. And maybe it's the like Givenchy dress that she wears in Breakfast at Tiffany's. I'm really into this silhouette. Another top that I think fits this is the Another One Shoulder top by Another Knit. Ribbing, this sort of like elegant crossover design. Imagine this with some linen trousers during the day or like a knee-length swishy silk skirt to go out to your nice dinner at night. Another one I think is really cute is the Sporty Knit Skirt by Handmade by Florence. So this is a ribbed skirt. I probably wouldn't make it in wool if I was wearing it for the spring or summer, but I might make it in like a cotton merino blend. I think that the ribbing here is just really pretty and classic, and it gives sort of not quite tennis skirt, but a little bit. And I think that having the skirt would be really nice for spring when it's not super hot yet. And so you might want a little bit of extra layer with the shorts. Another one is the Umbria Summer Top by Cookie the Knitter. I love the little fold over collar. I think this sort of gives me a little bit of like 1950s. Oh, maybe Gwyneth Paltrow's character in The Talented Mr. Ripley, which I love the fashion in that movie, even though it's like a very unsettling movie. Again, you can wear it like tucked in, you can wear it loose. It has that sort of like easy breezy element to it. And this one is also knitted in the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. By the way, I've like totally been influenced by even just looking at all these patterns. I literally ordered Knitting for Olive pure silk yarn. Less of a dress up, dress down, and more of just like a casual everyday is the Easy Polo Tee by Easy as Knit. I just think this one's really nice. It has a raglan sleeve and kind of an open neck. I'm not in love with the buttons. I really like the open neckline, and I think that with the positive ease, it just looks really like comfy, wearable, but a little bit nicer than just wearing a t-shirt with your jeans or your shorts, for instance. I think that having this sort of like knitted polo just sort of elevates the look a little bit, even though it's still very casual. One more polo is the Elizabeth blouse by Petite Knit. She came out with this pretty recently, and I just really like the open collar. You could also make this into a short sleeve. Pretty similar in some ways, but I like the double knitted collar. I think it's just a really pretty, very polished look to it. It's a little bit less effortless casual as the Easy as Knit polo, in my opinion, because it just looks a little bit more refined. But hers is knitted with, I'm not sure if it's cashmere or it is a mohair and merino blend, but you could also make this one in cotton merino or something that is just a little bit easier to layer with in the summer. And then if you're looking for like very beginner friendly, easy patterns, the classic Drops Design Spiced Breeze tank top pattern. It has a square neck, 2x2 ribbing on the top and the bottom. It's just super simple, super cute, classic, and it's an Aran weight. I would make it probably in a cotton, but I think this could be like a fairly quick summer project that I think sort of fits this. The one that I wanted to suggest is the 03 Rib Cami by Eleanor Alice. So it's a what looks like a 2x2 rib that has increases along the bust, kind of like bust shaping. And this one reminds me a lot of the, what number is it? Camisole number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, but camisole number 2 only goes up to an XL, whereas this 03 ribbed cami goes to a 62-inch bust. I also like the sort of wider straps because I think it's easier to wear a bra. And this one is made in worsted weight. The suggested yarn is Lily Sugar and Cream, which I think is a little bit rough. I probably personally wouldn't use that, but you could use like Knit Picks Dishy. You can swap a lot of things for the suggested yarn. So it's also in worsted and not in, what is the camisole number 2? Camisole number 2 is light fingering, which that will take a lot longer. So if you're also craving something a little bit quicker, I think that this one is a really nice option. And then a sort of similar silhouette is the Gelato Vest top. Now, like, was I influenced to pick this purely because of the name? Because I'm like, yes, gelato, that's like my Italian fantasy. Maybe, I don't know. But I do think it's really cute. It has a V-neck and straps I think that you could hide a bra under. One of her testers also made it into a halter neck, which I think again gives me this sort of like 1950s sort of romantic retro look. I have a couple more tank top suggestions. So one of them is the 7 p.m. tank by Tiffany Tie or Tiff Knit. Part of it is knitted flat, part of it is knitted in the round, and I think that it just has a really beautiful, elegant neckline to it. I think the little bust darts underneath are just really pretty, and you can even see in like the way that she styled it with this button-down white shirt over top. I think it's just a really, really nice layering piece. The next top is the Yoko top by Knitting for Olive. It's like knitted across rather than, you know, top down or bottom up like most things, but it is a wrap top. And I just think this one is really pretty and elegant. I like the sort of detailing of the increases or decreases at the bust. And I just think I could picture this looking really chic with like some, I don't know, linen or silk bottoms that are a little bit flowy. And it's kind of an interesting construction if you haven't done this sort of like sideways knitting before. So that could be kind of fun to explore. And then some layering pieces. So I have to talk about Petite Knit. It kills me because like obviously everyone talks about Petite Knit patterns, like she doesn't need more advertising, but like she's got it down. I don't know, she kind of has, hers is a little more Scandinavian, but she has like the classic elegant staples down. This one is the Marseille sweater. It's a drop sleeve sweater, oversized fit. And honestly, like you could put horizontal stripes on any sweater that you're knitting. So just keep that in mind. I think that the stripes, the sort of like nautical, gives a very classic summertime look, even though this is like, you know, a layering sweater, obviously. Something to throw on if it gets a little bit chilly at night in the spring or the summer, even if you just drape it over your shoulders. But it's a DK weight yarn, so it's not super heavy. And then I also wanted to suggest the Agnete cardigan by Petite Knit. Cardigans are just great for layering in general. Throw it on over a slip dress or like a linen mini dress, just give you a little bit of warmth back if you're wearing your outfit into the night. And I love the tortoiseshell buttons that she added. Maybe it's because I associate it with like cat eye tortoiseshell sunglasses or something, but it always gives me a little breath of summer in a way. So I think tortoiseshell buttons on like any cardigan you're knitting gives a little bit of that vibe to me. Okay, so those are my recommendations. These pieces will last you like into the fall, into the winter. You can layer them. And honestly, so many of them to me are just kind of classic that I think that they could stay in your wardrobe for a really, really long time. I think you get a lot of wear out of, even if it's just in like your normal work life, hanging out with friends, like bring a little bit of that casual elegance into your life. Thanks so much for watching to the end. You guys are the best. And I also share all my projects on Instagram, and I have a mailing list set up for anyone who wants to hear first about like tester calls and pattern releases. And I'm gonna be posting a video on here every Friday from now on. I have another one coming up that's inspired by Daisy Jones and the Six, so stay tuned for that. So follow along and subscribe if you're interested in more knitting inspiration or project updates. If there's any other topics that you especially want to hear about, especially if there's like any sort of style inspiration that you want me to find patterns for, let me know, because these videos are so fun to make. And I'll see you next time.